Well, it's time for me to do a little update, I guess. I'm at my grape vineyard and grapes. All along. Grapes. Not gonna do the whole thing, just a little piece here. They're full of grapes. Hopefully, when they get ripened, the birds won't wipe them out like they have been. And I've had measures in place, including this owl. I'll show you a couple of my snakes I got hanging up here. And there's one of my snakes. Looks a little worse for wear here. It's not in good shape. And here's another one of my snakes. They're just, I guess, maybe silicone or something, filled with some kind of little beads, which I'm assuming is silicone. Anyway, those are supposed to be bird deterrents, but in the past 2-3 years, it hasn't deterred anything. Here's potatoes. We in the South call them taters. We go on down through here where I planted my watermelons. I've actually replanted them, and this is all I have of them. 2 watermelon plants. That's all that has come up. As you can see, these other mounds have absolutely nothing. 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 And in the major part of the garden, I decided to plant some cantaloupes. There's a hill, and there's one, and as you can see, nothing. So I'm probably going to run over these with a tractor, and that'll be the end of that. I'll use the 2 watermelon plants I got and see what I can make out of that. Here is beans. Big long row of beans. 3 big long rows. And here's the okra. 2 rows are pretty full, 1 don't have that much in it. I'm going to have to thin those. Probably transplant some of them in that row. It's not doing very good. And here is squash. Yeah, those great big leaves, that's squash. Probably going to have to thin that too. And I'll just have to do away with those. On out here is tomato plants. Which my uncle planted these, and they are doing very well. At the other end of the garden, you see squash plants down there. My uncle planted those also. And they're doing really good. He planted his before I planted mine. But that's an update on the garden. Here's my big coop, which I've already said I'm going to dismantle this thing, build a new one. All my grown chickens are in here. Notice there's a missing silver lace Wyandotte. Well, that's because she's in the coop in there sitting. By sitting, I mean sitting on eggs. Gonna have some baby chicks. And they came from, there's my big cuckoo Moran rooster. And there's a silver lace Wyandotte hen right behind him. Not the same one. But my cuckoo Moran is already, I guess you would say, a daddy. And this little box right here, that was my cuckoo Moran rooster, is black Moran with 8 or 9 chicks. She's a very gentle hen. I picked her up out of the nest and brought her over here and set the chicks in there, and she was just fine. She will not flog me. She's thinking I got food right now. And then this coop right here is my little prize, my little buff lace wine, buff Brahmas, and there's one sex-link chick, which happens to be the one closest to me. Well, that one right there. One closest to me right there. And the rest are buff Brahmas. Yeah, they're gonna grow up to be very big chickens. Lately I've been cutting down a lot of brush. Well, there's my great TV satellite. Cutting down a lot of brush, and if you can see over way out there, there's piles of brush that I've been cutting away from the creek banks and off of the trees. I'm going to burn that when the weather gets a little wetter. We haven't had any rain here in a couple of weeks at least. It is very hot. We've had temperatures in the upper 90s for the past week. On a note to end the video, I would have to say, as far as the grape vineyard is concerned, I haven't gotten to work it very much at all, because my cultivator, which I used to plow inside in between the grapevines and in between the poles, is tore up, and I've tried to fix it to no avail. But eventually, pretty soon, I'm going to get a new one, and I'll be able to work on it some more. Get my grape vineyard straightened back out. But thanks for watching.